So in this video we are going to solve one very common and interesting problem, minimum window substring. So problem is that you have given the two string S and T and you have to find out if all the characters, even it is a duplicate, are present in this string or not, and you have to find out that windows. Means if you see here A, B, C, so you have to find out the A, B, C. So if you see A is here, then B is here, then C is here, right? So you can consider this is the one window. In that window, all the characters are there, A, B, C. That might be duplicate. If T would have the A, B, C, then you have to find out the two A, B, C. Then your might be window would be bigger here, right? In the case of A, B, C. But in the case of A, B, C, this is the window you have to find out. So that is, this is called the windows. But also you have to find out the minimum window size, right? So if you see other possibilities are there, if you see from here, this is another possibility, another window is here. In this window also you can see all the characters A, B, C. But if you see the first window size was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if you see that this window 1, 2, 3, 4. So obvious this green color window is the lesser size. So you have to return this window B, C, P, A. And if you cannot find out this string here, you can return the empty one. So this is the problem we have to solve it, right? So if you see the another case, if this is the S is equal to AA and T is equal to A, yes, you can say this is the find out and you can return the 1A. But in the case of the T is also AA, so you can return the AA. If suppose this is the D here or PQ, so this D is not here, AAD is not here, so you can return the empty one. So how you are going to solve this, right? So to understand that, let me make the array format of this string for the better understanding. So I just make in the box for the easy understanding, and let me give the index for the each character. So for this array, this is the index. So we will take the advantage of the two pointer array. So when you solve the most of the Windows substring problem, you can we took the approach for the two pointer approach, right? So it will help you to solve any string window problems. So two pointer means I will take the I and I will take the J. So we move the two pointers to trace to scan this string as well. So how you can do that? So the easiest way, you might have many other solutions, but what I have understand, the easiest way is that take one map. This is a map. In a map you have the key and the value, right? So in the key side, give all the characters what is you are looking for that. So what you have to do, you have to iterate this string T, make each character into the map and see how many occurrences are there. So A is 1, B is 1. So we have the A1. So suppose if this string would be like this, then A number should be the 2, right? So that first you have to make one map and then we will proceed here, right? So once you get it, why I am making this, this is the map, because the purpose of that map we need, means this is my requirement, we need the A1, B1 and the C1 number in the main string, right? So once we getting, we will reduce the number. How you can do that? And make the counter also. And suppose this is the M, length is the 10, and this is the N, length is the 3, right? And make the one counter also. Starting time counter will be the 0. Now what you have to do that, you move this J till M, right? So your loop would be there, J you have to move that less than the M, means till 9 here, right? And now this is, there is no job for this string. So we will communicate between these two this. So for the time being, if you want, you can remove this. There is no use of this one right now, except the length was the 3. Length was the 3, that you keep in mind. So I will always communicate these two parts here, map and the S. So take the first P. Is P here? No, no problem. Then make the J here. Right now J was here. So this P was here? No. So now move the J at 1, index 1. Now if you see, this J is here, yes, here, this A is here, this A is here. What is the number? Number 1. So if this value, this map get what are the value we are looking in the case of here A, if greater than 0, greater than 0 means I need that number. If that is the case, means we find out the A, and also I need number 1, means I need the A. In that case, what you have to do, you have to increment the counter plus plus. So in this case, this counter become the 1, and also update the map with minus, means it was the 1, now it become the 0. Two things you have to do. So now the counter is the 1 and J is here. Now move the J. Now J will come here. Is N there? No. Again move the J. P is here? No. Again move the J. Q is here in map? No. Move the J. Now B is here. G value is 5. Now B is there. So B is there. This B value is more than 0? Yes. If this is the condition actually. Yes. If the value is more than 0. Then counter increment by 1. Now counter become the 2 and update this number minus 1. So it become the 0, right? Again J move here. This C is here present? Yes. C is present. This value is greater than 0? Yes. So increment the counter and update the map. It was the 1. And now 0. So now you can see that counter 3 means what are the need was there, everything we got it, and the counter 3 means the P size was the N was the 3. So we got all the characters in the string. So the moment you got the character means your job is half done. Means if you see here J, and also always update the J here, right? So now your J is here, right? So now if you see I is equal to at the 0, right? Right now I is equal to 0. So what is the size of that windows? So size of window is J minus I. So J minus I. So if you see the 7 minus 0, this is your window size, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is your window size. But you have to optimize that. As I explain you, this window is this one, but other possibilities are there to optimize. Even though if you see this window, what we got from here to here, right? This window you got it. But if you can remove this P also, I can reduce we can minimize the window size. So P is not required. For those kind of things, I will take the help of the I. So now let it be the J here, stop it. The moment the condition that counter is equal to N. N is the number of the searching T size, right? T was the A, B, C. The moment you got all the required character new string, so the moment you counter become the N, the moment you count all the values equal to 0 and you achieve all this number what you are looking for, that then you have to move the J. So in this case, what you have to do, first and foremost, when the counter is equal to n, means you already find out all the character. So you have to keep the minimum value, that j is equal to minus I. Why I am getting minimum? Because I have to return that characters. For that calculations I will do, and also I will do the starting point is equal to I. So right now our starting point is 0. So when I will return the methods, what is the windows? So I will return from SP to minimum. So SP is equal to 0 to the minimum. Minimum is the saver. So that have to return. For that purpose, you have to keep this value here, right? So that minimum, and I will do that, right? Now what you have to do, you start the scanning here. So P is P means if Si, here I was saying the Sj, here Si, this Si is present in the map, this is the P is present in the window, present in the map, it is not present, so nothing, I will move it forward. Now your I is here, is the 1, right? You can see this A is here. So the moment you get the here, first what you have to do, you have to increment. When I was moving the j, I was making the decrement. When I will move the I will increment the finding values. So make the A1 means here, means the same case, if map dot get Si is greater than 0. This is the one condition, and before that what I have to do, you have to make the update plus plus. That time I was doing the minus minus, this time I am plus plus. Keep in mind, in the first time when I am moving the j, I was increment the counter and then update the map. Here in the case of I movement, I will update the map and then check the conditions. So the moment you make the 1, this condition is satisfied. The moment this condition is satisfied, do the counter minus minus. So now this counter become the 2. So the moment it is the 1 here, it is saying that okay, you have already got a window, but if you can get the one more A, the possibilities that are there, we can minimize the window. That's why this is the asking if you can find out one more A. Okay, so now your counter become the 2, so this condition will not satisfy. We can again go up, again move the j. So now my j was here, so P is here, no, then your j is here, A is here, yes, A is here. So what you have to do, you have, and value is more than 0, so what you have to do, update the counter and update the map, it becomes again 0. So now you can see again your counter become 3, this condition is satisfied. Let us start again. So that time I was the 1, right? Again move the I now, because this condition is satisfied, so you have to move the I, you have to stop the j and you have to move the I. So n is matching, no need to do anything. P is matching, no. Q is matching, no. B is matching. The moment is B is matching, so what you have to do, you have to update the minimum, means right now I is equal to 5 and j that time was the 8, right? So you have to, that might be j is updated here, so that might be come here, right? So 9 minus 5, you can keep the 4 minimum size, and now starting point is 5. So when you make the new window, that window will start from here. That's why I will store this SP value, that will be seen the code. Now check this one. So B is matching, what I will do, I will update the map, increment, this become the 1, this condition is also satisfied, it is more than the 0. So what we have to do, we have to make the counter minus minus, so this counter become the 2. Now again move the, this counter is become 2, this condition is not satisfied, again move the j. So now my j will reach here, and this condition is now it become the false. will be stop here. So if you see that your I become the here and minimum was the I minus j from that time itself. So this was the minimum. So in this is your window. You can find out how it works actually. You have to take the two-pointer approach and you can get it. So I will show in the code how it works, but one more thing I want to say, instead of the map we have some better option to do the same thing. How you will do that? Don't take the map, because again map operations will take some complexity. Instead of the map, take one array, give the something name, map array something, size of the 128, because we have all the characters of the ASCII value 128 or the ABCD, and I will take the advantage of the index with the characters. So if you see in the T we have the ABC, right, and index if you see 2, 3, 4, 65, 67, 68, 60 something, right. Starting we keep index, by default it will be the 0. What I will do, we will, starting of the code, we will scan the ABC. A ASCII value, what is the ASCII value? 65, we become the 65 and make the 1. 66, make the 1. 67, make the 1. So I will take the advantage of the index of this array instead of the map. So it will make your code a bit easy. So let us jump into the code and see how it works, right? Or I would say take some another example and try run whether it is working or not. So first what we need to do, take the length. So ms dot length and n for the t string length. And I says that take one map. This is the array of the map, right? So we can do that int and height length will be the this much, right? And in the map we have to update with all the indexes of the t, right? So go for the and here what I have to do, we have to go the map. In the map take the t dot character at I, means for the each character of the t. In the case of our example, this is the ABC. If that is there, just increment that. So starting time it would be initialized by the 0 and we can increment by the 1. So in this case all the 65, 66, 67 become the 1. So once you create the map, then what you have to do, take some variables that might be useful, like counter, make the 0. I will take I also 0, take the j, keep on the 0, and you can also starting the minimum value, right? So find out the minimum. Initially we keep the maximum value and then we can check the condition. This is how we can find out the minimum value, right? So integer max value, and last we have to take the starting point also. I will be starting -1, right? So now is everything fine? Now let me start the above j pointer. So j we have to run till m, right? And what it says, so first we check if in that map if s dot character, now no need to for the t character, right? I have to take the s character. So if the first character starting from the j, if that character is present and his value is greater than 0, right, then we have to increment the counter. After increment the counter, what we have to do, we have to also update the map, right? So this map you have to update. So you have to take this map minus minus, and also you have to make the j plus plus, right? You have to always do that. So that is the way we can increment the j and make all the counter increment the moment we find out all the values. So again you have to check if we can find out, means the counter become n, so we find out everything. So we have to optimize that. So check if counter become the n. So now this is the time to take the initial value, minimum value, and start from the j, right? So what you have to do here, so just taking the minimum value, this is code for the minimum value. If your j minus I is less than minimum, this is how we can take the minimum value. So then minimum, keep the I, j minus I, so we can this one, and also we have to keep the I value for making the windows, right? And now if I check that if A is present in the map, right? So before that, what you have to do, you have to increment the map value, right? If you can check A is matching, so go and make the increment by the 1, right? So s dot character, this time I, right? If this is the present, then make the increment and then check if the value is greater than 0, right? Then only you have to make the counter again plus plus, right? Sorry, counter minus minus. So check if this value is greater than 0. If this is the case, then do the counter minus minus, right? So what you have in the minus minus? So again we have the possibilities to run the j index to find out if any such element is there or not, and of course we have to increment the I, right? So this is the code, and from here what we have to return, we have to return s dot substring starting from si, because si is the starting point, then si plus minimum, right? That much string you have to return. Let me check whether it's working or not, then if you again any problem we can fix that. So you have to make, this is the array, right? Some spelling mistake. Here it is the s is small. You have to make the s small here. It is working fine, but in the case if it is not match, right? So suppose if it is not match, then you should return the empty. Suppose if I make the q here, it is not matching, then I should return the empty. So that part we have not covered here, right? So instead of make this statement, not this statement. So what I will do, conditions, if that -1, then you have to return the empty, otherwise you have to return these things. So if you do this, it should be work fine. Yeah, so for time being, change the test cases, we'll check one more time, it is working fine, and then you can further optimize the code. So just you can concise the code here. So if you see this, all the three, it is not required. Instead of that, we can use the single line code here. How we can do, if map means, take this code complete here, yeah, if this one, and we have to minus also, right, because this is minus here, if it is greater than 0, and then also we are doing the z plus plus, then just what you have to do, you have to do the counter plus plus. So instead of this 3 line, you can use the 1 line. So it is up to you convenient, right? I'm just making the comment here, so it will reduce the code. And same way what we are doing here, first we are checking, then decrement the map, right? But in this case here we are increment, then checking the map. So also these 3 lines you can remove in 1 line. So what you have to do, just copy this part. So first increment, and then this increment, and the counter plus plus. You also no need to these 3 lines. So you can just minimize the code here. Now let me again check it is working fine or not. So this is the full code. Let me, yeah, working fine. So this is the full code here. So yeah, so if you can, even if we remove this, it should work fine. So this is the whole code, right? Let me submit this code. It accepted, right? So thank you very much. If you like this video, please don't forget to comment or the subscribe or discuss with your friend. Thank you very much.